Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going back into the 23 Chevy Colorado and installing some tie rod sleeves. These are from LevelUp, and I'm going to show you how to install them and discuss what they're really for. So on previous generation Colorados, it was a known weak point being the tie rod. They were pretty easy to bend when doing any sort of off-roading. Luckily enough, on these new generation Colorados, they have stepped up the tie rod a little bit, so it is going to be stronger than previous generations. But this is still a very affordable and smart upgrade if you plan on taking your Colorado off-roading in any capacity, because it's so affordable and easy to do. It's just a smart thing to do. So basically these are designed to strengthen the tie rod but still leave a small portion of the tie rod exposed. So it's going to make the tie rod stronger, but not so strong to the point to where the tie rod won't bend or break before the rack. You don't want the rack breaking because then you have more work. So it's designed to make it stronger, but still bend or break before destroying your rack, because it's going to be a lot cheaper to replace your tie rod than it is your rack. So it's very easy. So I think it's a great product. This one came straight from LevelUp. You can also get these at Colorado and Canyon Enthusiasts. Both guys that run those sites are fantastic to deal with. I've talked to them a few times and they're very knowledgeable, and they have a decent selection of products for the new generation Colorados and previous generations. And in time, as parts are designed and made for these trucks, they'll have more on their website, but right now it's kind of limited, but it's still a good thing to check out. Once again, this is specifically for the 23 Colorado. They do have these tie rod sleeves for many other makes and models as well, so if you don't drive a Colorado or a Canyon, they may have parts for your vehicle as well. But let's go ahead and get the vehicle up in the air and get these installed. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I will try to have both the LevelUp website and the Colorado and Canyon Enthusiast website linked down in the description for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this.
First thing you want to do is chuck your wheels, and then after that, I have mine up in the air but not so high to where the tire's off the ground, because first you need to break the lug nuts loose. So I'll go ahead and do that now, and then we'll get it up in the air to where the tire spins freely, and then we'll remove the wheel itself and we'll get to work. So here's what we're looking at. This is the jam nut that kind of locks the outer tie rod together so it doesn't move. So we're going to be replacing this with the sleeve, so it'll act as a jam nut, and then it'll create a sleeve for this portion here, while still leaving a portion up here exposed to basically be the weak point before damaging your rack. What you're going to have is you're going to have a 24mm for your jam nut, and then a 21mm for your tie rod end, and then I just use adjustable wrenches for this top portion, but you can also use a wrench if you would like. So just go ahead and break loose the jam nut, back that off. Now we can go ahead and remove this. Depending on the angle that your truck is sitting at, like mine, I had to turn it outwards in order to actually get this to drop low enough. So the important part here is when removing this, you need to count the turns, how many turns it takes to actually get this tie rod end off, because you have to put it back to the same location, otherwise your alignment is going to be off. I'm going to count by half turns, so 1, 2, 3. And whether you do full turns or half turns, just make sure you got your count right. 4, 5, 46, 47. Now it's as simple as removing your jam nut. Don't forget the number of turns. And now we're going to reinstall the LevelUp tie rod sleeve. So you have flats here on one side. That is going to be the jam nut portion. The other side is unthreaded. But before installing this, you want to go ahead and put anti-seize across your threads, and it is supplied with the tie rod sleeves. You know, I used to wear gloves all the time when working with anti-seize, but I came to the point to where I realized that no matter how much I try to prevent myself from getting anti-seize on myself, I ended up with anti-seize on myself anyways. So now I just don't care, because I already know I'm going to get it on myself whether I wear gloves or not. So it's going to prevent corrosion between the tie rod sleeve and the tie rod, preventing it from getting locked up in the future after we get some miles on this thing. There we go. Now we just simply reinstall our tie rod end, the ball joint, and same thing. So 47 for me. This could be different for you. There we are at 47. So now we're going to run our jam nut / tie rod sleeve back down, making sure that it's pretty straight up and down. Now we're going to grab our wrench, which is a 21 millimeter. I'm going to snug it up right now. You won't be able to fully tighten it until you get it seated back into the steering knuckle. There we go. Just run this down as much as you can. Come back and make sure this is nice and snug. And that's it as far as the install of the LevelUp tie rod sleeve. Now you just make sure to reinstall your wheel, torque your lug nuts, double check everything, and then I'd say within 100 miles just double check all your fasteners to make sure nothing came loose. And I'm going to go ahead and get the other side done, and then I'll show it to you. Per manual, it states 140 foot-pounds. That's it as far as the install of the LevelUp tie rod sleeves, as you can see right there. Extremely easy install. Recording, this probably took me an hour. Without recording, you could probably get it done in 30 minutes. Here's just a look at everything you won't need. You don't need an impact, but a way to get your wheels and tires off. Torque wrench for reinstalling, breaker bar, hammer just in case you need to loosen the ball joint from the steering knuckle, a 21 and 24, and another wrench or a pliers wrench to hold the top of the tie rod, jack stand, and jack. Very simple, basic tools. So very easy install. Let me know your guys' thoughts. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop a comment down below. And stay tuned for future videos. If you guys want to see installs for anything you guys see on the truck, I have tons of videos coming out, so stay tuned for those, as well as the ones that I've already released. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that thumbs up, leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts, and as always, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. See you guys next time.